Hello there everybody. Happy Wednesday evening. Apologies for coming on a couple of minutes late. Feel like I've been rushed off my feet today, but all good things happening. So I'll give you a few minutes to come on. Hopefully we will have a few people joining this evening. And we have had a bit of a break from our live sessions the last few weeks, but this is our usual Wednesday evening slot here in the One Step Outside Facebook group. It's usually 8 o'clock UK time, more or less every week, most weeks. As I said, we've just had a bit of a break the last few weeks, so if you are new to the group, then apologies that you've been missing that, but hopefully you'll be interested and excited to see what's coming up. So, of course, to say hello, and when you do pop on, do say hi so I know who's watching. Let me know where you're watching from. And I know also we have a few new members in these last few weeks, so I'd love to say a big welcome to you. So those of you who are new to the community or have forgotten because I've been away for a few weeks, my name is Anna Lundberg. I am the founder of One Step Outside. I'm the author of Leaving the Corporate 9 to 5, published back in October, and the host of the Reimagine Success podcast. So hopefully lots of goodies for you guys to get your teeth into. If you're not already listening to the podcast, I'd love for you to check it out. You can search Reimagining Success on your favourite channel. It'll be on iTunes, Spotify and Stitcher for now. And you can also find it on the website reimaginingsuccesspodcast.com. But hopefully you're enjoying that. Been getting good feedback from those of you who are listening so far. And it's just one more way in which you can sort of absorb the content and engage on these topics around reimagining success, getting out of your comfort zone, building your brand and business and so on, all the good things that we're talking about here in the group. So again, a massive welcome to those of you who've just joined here in the group these past few weeks. Really excited to have you here. As ever, if you know someone else, and I want to say a big thank you to Joey because Joey's just been bringing in 5 or 6 new members. So welcome to Joey's friends who are in here. Lots of side hustlers, as I understand, who will be joining as well in the coming days and weeks. If you do know other people who you think could benefit from being in this group, I'd love to have you invite them. All you need to do is send them the link, or I think there's a way that you can invite them actually to the group. Of course, they'll need to accept, and then just ask them to fill in those 3 membership questions. We just want to make sure that people really do want to be in the group and they know what it's about, and we get to find out a little bit about you guys as well so that we know what you're working on and how we can support you as well. So thank you so much, Joey, and thank you to everybody who is recommending us already, and of course please do keep doing so. We'd love to see the group growing because there's lots coming up in the coming weeks and months. So to recap a little bit, since we have had a bit of a break in terms of the lives at least, and we have been talking all things personal branding these last few weeks. So we kicked off with why personal branding is important. We talked about it in particular, and that's our focus here in the context of running your own business, and also, you know, whether you identify as a small business owner, an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, a freelancer, and so on. So why is it important to consider your personal brand? And really, in a nutshell, to give you a hint, we all have a personal brand whether we realise it or not. So it's your choice really to manage that actively or just let it go and do its own thing. So that was the first one. And for all of these topics, there's a blog post, there are little videos here and there. And of course, there's the podcast episode, so do check those out if you've been missing them. We then talked about how to go about crafting your story, finding the story you want to tell. It's not about lying, it's not about putting on this inauthentic fake persona, trying to be something you're not or copying other people. It really is around being yourself, your authentic self, as we say, but finding the best way to present that, to portray your very best self, and specifically in the context of your business, and to really think about who you're trying to talk to, what are you trying to put forward in terms of your strengths and skills and values, what are you ultimately trying to achieve with your brand. But it's, you know, it's very much close to who you really are. It is who you are. It's just polishing that a little bit, massaging and really adapting that for the online space, which is what we're talking about. However, having a personal brand, thinking about yourself as a personal brand is uncomfortable. I know a lot of us have been talking about that in the group and in the previous challenges we've been running. Feels a bit icky, uncomfortable to sell ourselves, to think of ourselves as a personal brand. So we had a week on getting comfortable with selling yourself. We talked about reframing that to become serving our clients, really helping people, recognizing that we can't have a sustainable business if we don't actually earn money doing what we're doing, recognizing that the best way to help other people is by actually working with them. Because for all the free content that I can throw at you guys and so on, I know that you won't get the same results as if you were to partner with me as your coach in a one-on-one coaching, or if you join the group program. The accountability, the the range and comprehensiveness of the materials we go through, and that structure, and having that one-on-one connection with me and or the group dynamic and so on, all those things will, that's why I've designed these things, will benefit you so much more. So recognizing that actually selling to your prospects is in fact serving them, and they're going to get to the results faster, more quickly, those are the same thing, more fun, and ultimately you're really helping them get to where they want to be. So reframing selling so it's not as sleazy and icky. Then I believe we looked at auditing your personal brand. So you wanted to look at, and do say hi when you pop on, was to look at where your brand is today in terms of your online presence at the moment, looking at your social channels, Googling yourself, are you happy with how you're coming across at the moment? Because of course having that baseline is really going to help you see, okay, well I've got the story that I want to tell over here, but at the moment I'm telling a very different story over there. And often that's the case, in particular when we're pivoting in our career, when we're maybe leaving the corporate 9 to 5 to set up as a freelancer or a consultant, or if we're changing career direction, maybe even moving to a different industry and so on. It's really a big change that's happening. And we talk about this a lot when we have, recruiters coming to us. Oh, suddenly lots of you on, so do say hi when you're coming on. Tell me who you are, where you're watching from. I was just saying that when we're pivoting from one career to another, we'll have recruiters coming to us. Our own focus will easily be on the past self that we have, in terms of looking at our existing skills and job descriptions, titles, our LinkedIn profile, and so will be very much rooted in who we were. And there's a big shift that needs to happen, taking steps in the short term, but very much sort of steering that ship in the new direction, and that requires actively managing the brand and again auditing where you are now so you can see the massive gaps. And it can be overwhelming if you think there's a lot of change that needs to happen, but I think it's better to face that reality, recognise, hang on a second, there's a massive disconnect between what I want to say and what I'm saying at the moment, and that's something that we can work on, so fixing the basics then. Then last week, or I'm a little bit out of touch with all the weeks because I've been creating so much stuff that's coming to you guys in the coming weeks, but we're looking at creating content that's going to build your personal brand, and that's what we're going to be focusing on in the next few weeks. So why content? I love that we're talking about content now. As I've mentioned this week and in a few of the podcasts and the blog posts and so on, I used to be sort of the content is king digital guru back at Procter & Gamble in my corporate days. It was my big message. I worked with media agencies and Google, YouTube and all our big brands like Dolce & Gabbana, Hugo Boss and so on their content strategies. It was something I was really pioneering at the time. And that's now, 2011, so 8-9 years ago almost when I started that work. Things have very much evolved, but of course I've evolved my frameworks. I now work with entrepreneurs, I do this myself, and so content looks very different now than it did then, but it's still a topic that I'm passionate about. And in the context of a personal brand, content, and content really is me talking to you on a live here, it's a video, it's an article, a blog post, it's a tweet, it's an Instagram graphic or a story, it's an email, LinkedIn video, podcast episode and so on. It might take all sorts of different forms, but putting that content out there is what's going to really help you to engage with your prospects and clients, to really bring to life your story, your brand that you want to tell, and ultimately reach your goals in terms of many things, establishing your credibility in that new space, in terms of raising your value perception so that you can earn more money ultimately to raise your prices, and many other things that we've looked at as well. So that's just a bit of a recap of where we've been, and what I wanted to come on and talk about really now is where we're going as well. And the big news of course is that we're doing another challenge, which is hopefully good news. So we run these challenges now every couple of months, and this is our 5th challenge now. It's a free training, it's a 5-day training. In this case, it's the Personal Branding Bootcamp. So if you've already heard about it, or if you're excited about taking this to the next level, getting that sort of intensive training support in the coming weeks, then do sign up at onestepoutside.com/personal branding, onestepoutside.com/personal branding. You do need to sign up because you're going to get some pre-work that'll help you to set yourself up for success and prepare before we get into the nitty-gritty of the actual challenge. And you'll also get the worksheet, you'll get all the follow-ups and extra content and bonus stuff and so on. So you need to be here in the group, and you need to also be signed up. So again, onestepoutside.com/personal branding. Now, if you haven't been part of one of these before, either in my group or perhaps in someone else's, because they're becoming increasingly popular, we're getting started on Sunday the 3rd of March, so just over a week from now. You have a bit of time. Hopefully the timing works for you. We usually start on Sunday evening. It means we can finish on Thursday, so you have your following Friday and weekend off, so hopefully that works. Now, I know you're all on different time zones. We do it 8 o'clock UK time, so same time as this particular live that we do in the group. It means that those of you who are sort of on European time can join after work, after the kids have gone to bed, after dinner and so on. That was why I was late. I was just sort of stuffing my face with dinner just before coming here, so apologies for that. So 8 o'clock every evening. It's a live training here, half an hour, sometimes a bit longer when we get into really good discussions. But 5 days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll come on next week and in the coming days to tell you more about the content in each day. But that's the format. Half an hour, 45 minutes. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. There is some actionable homework for you each day, sort of 10-15 minutes. I know you guys are busy, but of course the focus is really on helping you take action so you can move forwards with this topic. And it's called the Personal Branding Bootcamp. Now, the reason why I've recapped everything so far is because I'd really love for you to listen to those podcasts and or read the blog post, whatever format you prefer, and to really get those basics in place, because we're not going to be repeating those things when we get into the challenge. We're going to get much more concrete in terms of content creation, why, what, how, when, and so on. I'll be sharing some of my secrets in terms of what I'm doing, how I'm managing my schedule, the kind of content I'm creating, the different channels and so on. So you can really see practical examples of how this comes to life. So really action-oriented, fast-paced, intensive training. It gets to be a lot of fun because we're all in a group dynamic, we're supporting each other. The previous challenge in particular was a fantastic dynamic in the group, and in fact I think 4 people from that challenge then signed up and joined my group program that was launching in conjunction with that, so that's great. And we're now deep into working on our business propositions and branding and so on. In fact, we're going to be working on our content marketing strategy in the coming weeks as well, so it's very good timing for the challenge. I'm hoping they'll join in the challenge as well. So again, onestepoutside.com/personal branding. There will be that homework every day. There will be a prize for each individual day. There'll be a book that I've just selected that will be a perfect fit for day 1. There'll be calls with me that you can win and discounts on some services that are going to help you with the content creation, and maybe some other secrets and fun things as well. So hopefully you're excited about that. I would love to hear if you have specific questions. I was hoping to get more questions today, but that won't be the case. So do comment below if you're watching the replay. Let me know if you've had any questions about anything I've said today, any of the previous content from the last few weeks in terms of what is personal branding, why should I care, I have no idea where to get started, or I've been doing this, I'm too overwhelmed by that, I really want to achieve this and I want to start a podcast, I don't know. Whatever your questions around this topic of your brand, your personal brand, and what kind of content you should be creating. Should I be on Facebook or Instagram? Should I be doing videos, YouTube or wherever else? Facebook, for example, should be live or recorded, long, short, blogs, etc., etc. How do I do my emails? We'll be covering all of this, and I'd love to hear your questions to make sure that I can tailor the content for you. But excited, I've already got the pre-work and the worksheets in the workings ready for you. As soon as you're signed up, you'll get the materials in the first few days. If you have signed up, do check your email, because sometimes the emails go to the dreaded spam folder, so make sure you're getting everything. And it will be happening here in the group. We'll probably be tagging you. If you were part of the group last time back in January, you'll notice it's very intense that week. So I apologise in advance if this is not a topic that you're going to be engaging with, or you're very busy that week. Just sort of turn your Facebook notifications off, because we'll be in here every day. So again, Sunday the 3rd of March to Thursday the 7th of March. So I think I'll leave it there, but if you are watching the replay, if you're watching perhaps on YouTube as well where it's posted, do let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, comments, requests related to personal branding and content creation. But also, as ever, I create these trainings in response to questions I'm getting for you guys. We're doing polls regularly here in the group. You'll meet Jamila and Cara in the group, who are part of the One Step team. Then they might be asking questions. I'll be asking as well for feedback and so on. So do please participate. Keep that energy up. Ask your questions, share your wins, share the struggles you're having, and we'll all help each other. But again, massive welcome to those of you who are new to the group. Welcome back to everybody else, and I'm really excited to be here with you again. I was on holiday for a couple of weeks and then I was unwell, unfortunately, just last Wednesday evening, but really great to be back here again, continuing the momentum of personal branding as well as the momentum of the challenge we did in January. So happy to be starting our next challenge as well. One more time, the Personal Branding Bootcamp. So that's at onestepoutside.com/personal branding. And of course, message me if you have any questions at all about that or how it's going to work, if you have any doubts, if you're going to have time for it and so on. But great to see some of you. I look forward to hearing from more of you in the replay as well. And I wish you a wonderful evening, fabulous week. And I will see you next week, hopefully in the challenge. Bye for now.